Today we are going to solve the problem 9.2 of Griffith 4th edition Introduction to Electrodynamics. This problem is very simple, but it is very significant because we are going to show that the standing wave is nothing but the sum of the traveling wave. That we are going to see now. The problem 9.2 is so that the standing wave f of z and t is equal to a sine of kz cos kv t satisfy the wave equation. First, we have to prove this equation satisfy the wave equation and express it as the sum of the traveling wave to the left and wave traveling to the right. So we are going to prove the second part is very important. So first you take this expression f of z and t. This is we have taken one dimensional along z axis, which is equal to a sine kz multiplied by cos k v t. But we know the one dimensional wave equation is delta 2 f over delta z2 is equal to 1 over v squared delta 2 f over delta t2. Now you take the left hand side. Then what is the first order derivative with respect to z? If you differentiate this, you will get the first term, side term only has z. Second term purely depends on the time. So if you differentiate sine kz, you will get k cos z. Sorry, k cos kz. If you differentiate this sine k z, you will get k cos kz, and you keep as it is because it's independent of z. Then you take second derivative of the shape. Then again, if you differentiate this cos kz, you will get again. Uh, Sorry, you will get again this minus sine sine k z. So that means minus. You take negative sign and k multiplied by k again will get k squared sine kz and cos k v t, where v is the velocity here. So we have seen this is the wave equation and we have found the value for the left hand side, that is second order derivative of f with respect to z. Now we have to find the right hand side. For that we need the second order derivative with respect to time. So f of z and t is equal to a sine kz and cos kVt. The sine term do not have the time term. Only the cosine term has the uh, time term. So if you differentiate the second term, you will get minus. Here you have minus kv sine kVt. So if you differentiate it again, you will get uh, delta 2 f over delta t squared is, if you multiply first, if you differentiate cos kVt, you will get minus sine kVt multiplied by kV. Now again if you differentiate this sine kVt will become cos kVt and multiplied by kV. So this will become minus a k squared v squared sine kz k cos kVt. Now we have to find the right hand side, 1 over v squared delta 2 f over delta t2. Now 1 over v squared, you bring this term as it is here. This term as it is. Then v squared will get cancelled. So you will get minus ak squared sine kz cos kv t. So this is exactly what we got for the first order, second order partial derivative. That is delta 2f over delta z2. Just now we got this relation. So it satisfied the relation 1 over b squared delta 2f over delta t2 is equal to delta 2f over delta z2. So we have proved this. We have to prove the one important point, that is the standing wave is a sum of two traveling wave. We know this wave function is a standing wave. That is f z and t is equal to a sine kz cos kvt. So we know the fact that sine a cos p can be written as a trigonometry identity 1 over 2 sine a plus p plus sine a minus p. So that's what we have used here. That is a 1 over 2. Here you have a over 2 sine this plus this a plus p. So k is a common. I am taking this out. Kz plus vt plus sine kz minus kvt. So I have written this. Here I can separate this into two parts. A by 2 sine k multiplied by z plus vt plus a over 2 sine k multiplied by z minus vt. These are the traveling wave. See, this is traveling to the left, negative x-axis. How it is? We can make some simple explanation. This is the phase factor. Phase factor is a constant. So when t increases, what will happen? Z has to decrease because k is a constant, only variable is z. So when t increases, z will decrease. So naturally the first term move to the left hand side, that is negative x-axis, z-axis in this case. Then what about the second one? When t increases, z has to increase in order to make it as a constant because k is a constant. Z minus v of vt must be a constant. When t increases, z also will increase. So it will move to the right hand side, that is positive x-axis. So if you add these two traveling wave, which the first one is traveling along the left side, second one is traveling along the right side. If you add these two, you will get a standing wave. So a standing wave is not a new kind of wave. It is just the superposition of two identical traveling wave moves in the opposite direction with the same speed and same wavelength. So this is our important conclusion in this problem. Though the problem is simple, we arrived with this important conclusion. If you find this video is helpful one, subscribe my video. Also share and join my channel for the growth of my channel. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much.